want to build the caveat that we don't know what will happen ultimately. So that's something that you must know as you watch the show and as we look at different factors. But what do you think, Rajdeep, should be the Prime Minister's priority as he sets about going around this mid-course correction or this cabinet reshuffle and expansion?
Rahul, you are treading very dangerous territory, because you are asking me to read the mind of Narendra Modi, the most inscrutable mind in Indian politics as we've seen in recent times, because every time you say that the Prime Minister is going to do something to your left, he usually does something exactly the opposite.
You should be on the right, not on the left,
no, I still remember the day of the demonetization decision, we were debating, is the Prime Minister going to go to war with Pakistan? Turned out he demonetized our currency. And the moment he probably hears that journalists are speculating over cabinet reshuffle, he'd say, Unko karne do, main kuch aur hi karta hu.
I was told about this very interesting conversation where the sense really was that there's more happening in the media than there is inside the government at this moment on this cabinet reshuffle.
Also because, and this is a caveat I want to put, Rahul, at the very outset, is because the Prime Minister, not just that he's an inscrutable mind, but if you look at Mr. Modi, both as Gujarat Chief Minister for 12 years and then as Prime Minister for the last 7, he is very reluctant to take big bang cabinet decisions. You know, these sort of grand reshuffles, if you look at his first tenure also, the key portfolios more or less remained consistent. It's only when Manohar Parrikar passed away that you needed a new defense minister. But by and large, the top portfolios were held by the same individuals. And even if you look at the last 2 years, of course, the last 1 year has been blighted by COVID, there has been no real attempt to sort of rejig the cabinet. Let me give a spring cleaning or a mid-course correction, because I think with Mr. Modi, such dramatic moves are interpreted by him as a sign of weakness. That, you know, this hasn't worked and therefore I'm completely rejigging it. So he's very careful and cautious normally whenever, both in Gujarat and in Delhi, of going through a cabinet reshuffle at this stage. However, this is, if there is a period to do it, this is the best period. You know, the worst of the second wave at the moment seems to be behind us. There's a parliament session coming up in a fortnight from now. So there is a window of opportunity for the Prime Minister to perhaps tinker around, rather than going for, you know, a major mid-course correction and thereby virtually admit, let's say, for example, tomorrow he were to change the health minister of the country, as is speculated by some, or was to look at economic ministries. They would be an admission of failure. The Prime Minister doesn't do that. So you are treading, I come back to it, very dangerous territory, because the Prime Minister, all of this will come back to haunt you. You might recall that even in 2019, when we did a show, we thought Amit Shah is becoming the finance minister.
I told you then that he'll become home minister.
No, but there was a lot of speculation. There was a lot of speculation. Will Mr. Shah be the finance minister? What happened? Mr. Shah becomes the home minister. How many people anticipated that Nirmala ji would become the finance minister? So this is a prime minister who likes to spring surprises, likes to do things his way. So therefore, expect the unexpected.
You know, it's good that Rajdeep's not venturing a guess, because in the way that things may go, it may end up being the opposite of the guess that Rajdeep took.